Mark, another season's upon us. You go off to Dubai tomorrow. First of all, what does, as a coach, do you want to get from this trip?
I want to get in that plane and get away. That's the first thing. No, of course. I don't hate pre-season. Pre-season's so hectic for the support staff. It's so busy. So one of the best things you do is you actually get through security. Nobody can get you. And then you're on that plane. There's no phones. There's no chief execs, chairman, committee, wives, kids. It's just you, and you escape. And then it's just when you get there, it's just you and the players. And that's the best bit about it. There's you and the players and no distractions, so you can actually come together as a squad, and you can actually talk to people without having 27 other things to do.
And I guess that opportunity during the season, the way it goes, doesn't come up too often either, does it? To one-on-ones and to get. Yeah,
you're trying to go. No, you're right. And you're always trying to create space for yourself and for the team to be able to breathe and to speak, and that is one of the most difficult things. You're absolutely right. And this is. When you do go away, it's the same on away trips. To be fair, you get a bit more when there's just you and 13 players, a couple of coaches, 13 players, 12 players. You do have a bit more space in away games. Home games are a bit more hectic, but I think the lesson to us all that we always have to keep reminding ourselves and keep remembering is can you create space in the bedlam to be able to breathe and think and reflect?
How's the squad shaping up? Obviously, some new players in this season. It looks on paper to be a stronger squad than last year. Yeah, we hope so. We've got a bit more depth in the seam department. There's obviously some injuries, as there always is. We'd love to be able to play four seamers, whether that's three and one who does a pretty decent job. But I think ideally, to be successful, I think and to win the championship, you need to be able to play, four seamers, be it one and all rounder. And that's our challenge, and obviously to do that, you need your spinner in the top six doing that, or you need your keeper being able to back in the top six, or you need a couple of genuine bowling all-rounders, which allows you to have that depth in your order. And that's our challenge. That's what we're working towards. And I think we got caught short last year, not having enough depth in our seam department. So we've managed to bring in two, hopefully exciting bowlers. Definitely two people who's got a yard of pace, and Millsy and Shazad, which will help. And then we're hoping that Hatchie can build on last year, and Hobden can make some big strides, having had a good winter, which is with the England fast bowling group, which will have given him some structure and hopefully some physicality to protect his body. And all being well, hoping for a bit more luck this year with injuries, because that was a real problem last season.
Yeah, we got
the squad.
It did. We got stung badly in the middle. I mean, in the moment, Jimmy Annion's probably going to be out till end of April, and Matty, we got no return date yet. He's out indefinitely as he battles against this Achilles injury. So again, you think of where you were in November, December the 1st, you're thinking first game of the season, Matt Pryor, keeping wicket batting in that top six or whatever, and you're thinking, Jimmy Annion would be definitely up for selection, etc. We missed him a lot, so already that's two blows. But we have recruited, and that's hopefully will give us a bit more cover. With, as I say, with Ajmal and T. So yeah, Yards is back. He's fresh and obviously fit, and Chris Nash, who only really came through back end of last summer. We maybe rushed him back a little bit in hindsight last year, and he's had hopefully a good winter recovering and making himself physically strong. So that gives us some more flavour. Ireland are out the cup, so our captain comes home, hopefully in one piece, and we've got a little bit of a week or so to refresh and before he's back amongst us. So, yeah, well, look, we're excited because we always are this time of the year. And as I say, we think we've got a bit more depth, and we think we've got some good competition for places in four-day cricket. One-day cricket, we know that what areas we need to improve, but again, we've disappointed and flattered the last 2 years. So that's an area we need to do better in.
The new T20 captain, we've just spoken to him earlier, Luke Wright, really enthused by the challenge. And when you think more about it, it's quite an obvious choice because of the experience that he's had in that format all over the world, playing with some really top players.
Definitely, and Wright has matured massively in the last couple of years, and last year especially.
He says that's because he's not got the England thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's got no distractions, so he's here. He's here. Not that he wasn't committed before, but he's 100% focused on Sussex. The bowling, although it hurts me as a coach because I lose a bloke. I mean, right, he could bowl a lively ball and a good partnership breaker. So he's hardly bowling now because of his knee. He can bowl, but it's down on pace, it's less effective. But it's made him more responsible for his batting, more responsible for his runs, and he's really come to the fore over the last year and a half especially. And all that with married kids, 2 kids now, focusing on Sussex, can't bowl, runs are important. It's just helped him have a really good focus. And yeah, we hope he's an obvious choice, and we hope he will be an outstanding choice as a captain.
One of the best signs, I think, this winter's been John Lewis, a really experienced bowler with such a good seam attack now. You know, an important figure in the coaching structure.
Yeah, John would be great for everybody. Good for the coaches, good for the players, obviously good for the seamers. He's a strong individual with strong character. And he's got a big broad brief. I don't want him stuck with the first team. I don't want him stuck just with the pro team. His job is to nurture and help develop some of these younger bowlers as well that we're in the county. But yeah, he's quite fatherly over his bowlers and quite protective, and that's what you want.
And that takes, I suppose, a little bit of the pressure off yourself in that regard, because as an ex-seam bowler yourself, sometimes maybe your emphasis has been on that area of the team.
I just couldn't give them attention that they deserved. As a head coach, you get stretched into so many other areas, and I just felt we needed somebody purely focusing on that area. I learnt a lot off Kevin Shine, who was outstanding with the Lions, and I just felt, crikey, I feel a bit exposed with some of the knowledge. It's not the knowledge of the game, and it's not the knowledge of how to get somebody out. It's some of the knowledge of how to best protect players and some of the science that goes behind it, which has got a part to play. So John that'll be his pure focus. He will have obviously the added bonus of a bowler bowled at the top level. Both me and John and myself have got the wealth of experience of bowling and playing, but it's the other side John can specialise in and live and breathe fast bowling.
Talk about experience. You had another winter with the England Lions. How was that in terms of comparison, say, South Africa and Sri Lanka, 2 totally different environments?
Yeah, it was. We had played 5 one days and 2 test matches, as opposed to very much a red ball focus, which Sri Lanka was. I suppose spent a lot of time with Graham Thorpe. Really enjoyed Graham Thorpe. Learnt a lot of him. You always learn. That's a nice thing. I'm learning off the coaches.
Bringing some of those elements back into your day job.
You do, and you know where the focus is in with the main team as well, where the emphasis. And obviously with England's poor performance in this World Cup, which hurts us all, one thing you can't say, there isn't talent. We have got talent. And on that Lions trip, you're watching some fantastic ball striking. I mean, the two teams that came together in the South Africans A team against our A team, it was pre-World Cup. So the ODIs, it's pre-World Cup, and majority of players in both teams were on standby for the World Cup. So if anybody got injured, they were going in. So there was quite a lot of jockeying. I need to, from players want to be in pole position to go in. So there was a lot on it. It was a bit of an edging all the way through. It was a good challenge for the coaches to keep your own players in check, because they were getting grumpy if they weren't playing. They all wanted to play because they knew if they did well, and they were going to put themselves as a front runner to get into that World Cup team. And so it was England's next best 11 against South Africa's next best 11, and we won easily and comfortably, which was to show what talent we got scores of over 370, 380, 350. So just don't let anybody say England hasn't got talent and isn't producing good players. Jason Royce, Stokes, Vince all had outstanding, Mark Wood. And likewise, when I come back, I look at Sussex, we've got some talent. And then the challenge is for all the coaches, Lions coaches, England coaches, is obviously bringing that talent through and giving it the freedom and the confidence to go out and express themselves, which is the hardest bit.
And the challenge, of course, every year is to try and win a trophy. Are we going to be close to doing that this year, do you think?
Well, every year we say the same thing, I want to win. We're here to win. That's why you play to win games. You're here to win trophies, so that's the goal. And you can't ever be ashamed or scared of saying that. I think what we are doing is we're getting some better foundations in place. I think we did make a move in the longer form last year. I think we stood up toe-to-toe with some teams a lot better. We were a lot harder. Sometimes you can be just a bit lacking in skill. What you shouldn't be doing is lacking in character, will to win, ability to look after yourself, recover, regen, all those things that sound boring but are massively important in a hectic summer. And if you do all those simple things, it gives you a greater chance of winning. And when I was at Sussex as a player, and it's only in hindsight, I know I did play my part in the culture as it changed under Pete, but I retired before I had my time to win, you know, and I just missed out on those great years. But I know, like some others, I played a little bit of a part as well, and it's the same for some of the players around now. Maybe it won't be this year, maybe next year, but what you want it to do when you do win, you don't just win once, you win again and again and again, which is what happened, and that's when you get your culture right. And what you don't want is when you stop winning, everything collapses. So if you look when we won for a couple of years, but it hasn't collapsed. Every year we're at the top table, having a chance of winning. I mean, there's 9 counties who are at the top table, not in Division 1, and every year we think we've got a chance and we'll get close. You know, we've failed a few times, losing semi-finals, losing quarter-finals, and as I say, we've come third in the table, but we've managed to keep our culture, our ethics, and we're trying to build some foundations again to allow us to go forward. And look, we think we've got a chance this year, but even this year, it'll be next year.